Home remodelers, I'm going to show you how I would set up a meta ad, so Facebook and Instagram ads campaign to get you more kitchen and bathroom renovations. Let's get into it. So first things first, make sure that you access the link, and please do this on your desktop, not a phone. I mean, you can do it on a phone, maybe. I've never tried it. Golly gosh, I wouldn't try it, but if you do, do it at your own risk. Now, business.facebook.com/settings is what you want to get into. Actually, I'm going to type it here. I'm now in there because I'm already there. /settings. This is different to business.facebook.com. You're going to get a better dashboard, much more control, and me personally just find it a lot easier to work with. So not business.facebook.com, business.facebook.com/settings. Very important if you want to follow along with this. Now, I'm going to assume that you've got a Facebook account. You've created your meta at your business.facebook.com/settings. What you're also going to have to do, by the way, actually, I'm not going to put in this video to keep it clean, but you're going to have to make sure that you've got your payment set up, your payment method, and also a page. But guess what? I'm going to show you how to create a page. So first things first, down here where it says accounts, you can click that here, or up there, I should say, then click on pages. Then when we click on the top right ad, we can actually click create a new Facebook page from here. Now I'm going to type in home remodeling. I'm going to type in, what's my area? Maroondah Council. Maroondah Council in Victoria, Australia. Category, well, we could probably, I don't know, let's just type something out. What do we got? Home is, you probably just, in home improvement. Well, you got a category there. How cool is that? You can add up to 3. This isn't, by the way, to be clear, this isn't really, for doing ads, this isn't the big deal. Don't overthink this thing. It's not going to make much of a difference. I'll just do in home service, whatever. But I'll say we specialize in kitchen and bathroom. I'm going to zoom in a bit for the video. Bathroom renovations. Cool. Click. Also, by the way, if you're seeing these pop-up things, I've got this AI tool. I actually don't know what it's called. I don't use it very often, but as you can see, it's making suggestions. Don't worry about it. So you should have as well, if you've created your business meta business account, you should have this here. Cost of growth is hours. You want to agree. Click create page. Very good. And by the way, if you have trouble setting this up, if you have trouble with creating an ad account, setting up a payment method or anything like that, you're more than welcome to message me. That is absolutely fine. I know how frustrating, by the way, this can be. I've done it many times. And if I can save you about 2 hours or 1 to 2 or 3 hours, a lot of stress, and you can steal my hours of pain and tears and suffering, I'm happy to do that for you with a quick message. So feel free to ask me if you need a hand. Now I've just realized that this looks like it's by Maroondah Council, but that's okay. We're okay here. Now, as I've now clicked on the new page, you're going to see here full control. You want to have yourself there. If you're not already there, it's not going to work. So make sure it shows your name there. Also, quick side note, if you are the owner of the business, I highly recommend that you use your Facebook profile to create your business Facebook account, and also in your profile to create your page. I've worked with clients before, and they had, a partnership or someone else created a Facebook page, and it just got messy. We couldn't get access, and it was really painful, and they missed out on opportunities, and it's just a pain. So I'm just saying that now. If you want to make your life a lot easier, and also make the agency's life a lot easier, which is hopefully my agency, by the way. Yes, I'm giving you this value in hope that you go, oh, this is pretty cool, and you either use this to get results, and then your business is going so well, you're like, hey, let's hire Matt and his agency, let's hire Colossal Growth. Or you watch this and go, actually, you know what? This meta ad stuff is a little bit more difficult than I thought. I've got some money. Why don't I just pay Matt and his agency? So that's the goal of this video, by the way. So I'm kind of prepping you. I'm giving you the information so that when you come to me, hopefully, and my business, it's an easier process for us to get everything set up for you. Yes, it's business here. I'm selfish. Let's get on with the video. So now we're going to click on view on Facebook. So now what we're going to do is we can actually change the page here. So we can go, so as you can see, I'm logged into my business's profile here. We're going to click the button here, switch to this page. And we're just going to click switch again. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to upload an image here. Now I've got some images. I'm just going to pause the video as I get an image ready. Okay, so I've just uploaded an image. You're going to save it. And job done. So we have a nice image here. By the way, this image is generated with AI. If you want a video on how I can do that, just let me know. My wife sent me a message, so I'm going to pause the video. Okay, and I've also got another image here, which is AI generated. I don't mind it. I'm going to click Save Changes, drag it up, that's fine. Look, this stuff, by the way, isn't the biggest deal. What I would say, though, is definitely just make sure you at least have an image here. The reason is when the ads show on people's Facebook and Instagram feed, that particular profile picture is going to show. So I would think that's high leverage. The banner you can do if you want, why not? Everything else, you can link stuff. You're more than welcome to do that. It's not the end of the world. Oh yeah, and you can connect your Instagram profile. But as I understand it, unless things have changed, I'm pretty sure that you won't even need to. It'll still advertise on Instagram. It's okay. But you can do that. Okay, so we've got a page now. So I'm now going to quit out of this. And now if I refresh this, oh, cool. How cool is that? It is showing the image now. Excellent. We've got a page. Brilliant. Now what we need to do is have an ad account. So you should have an ad account set up. If you don't have an ad account set up, you can click add. I'll just do that again. I'll do that a bit quickly. Add is at the top right here. You can then click create a new ad account. Again, oh my goodness, if you're the founder of the business, do this yourself through your profile, please. Please, 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 please do not delegate. You can delegate afterwards, but if you're the founder of the business, it's going to make things a lot easier, just the way Meta sets things up. So actually, let's see if I can create a new ad account. Okay, it looks like I can. So let's say I'm going to call this home remodeling. I'm going to go into time zone and going to go into, well, I'm in Australia, so let's just try Victoria, Sydney. Yeah, there it is. That's mine. Currency. So the currency is really important, by the way, because that's how much you're going to get billed. So in my case, I'm in AUD. Not AED, AUD. But usually it's good, like you can keep it as USD, of course, in the US. Because when you set your budgets, that's how much is going to come out. So don't skip that. If you're in a different country to the US, make sure you change it unless you don't want to have visibility on what that's actually going to be. So this ad account we use for, you're going to do my business, right? Because it's your business, unless you're starting an agency, in which case you can do another business or client. Yes, agree to all this cool stuff. Or you can read it all if you want. I don't read it all. I just click the tick button. Then I click agree or accept or whatever that button was. Okay. Yes, so you're going to want to add payment info. Otherwise, your ads won't run. So you can just do that right here. I'm not going to bother because I'm actually not going to run these ads. So now we've got here an ad account. Now we've got to make sure as well people with full control are here. Also, what you can do is you can, if you've got a team, you can assign people as well. So you can invite them in the use. I'm going to show you actually a bit of a bonus. If you click on users, click on people. Man, I'm showing you so much stuff and I'm just going to have to blur it all out in editing to protect people's privacy, which is going to blow out my editing time, but I'll do it for you because I like you. Okay, so in people, you can click invite people and then you just put in the email address. Put in the email address that is associated with their personal Facebook. So say to your team member or the person you want to give delegation, what's your email address that you use for Facebook? Job done. Beautiful. Good. Now, once that's done, you have to then go to pages, select your page here. Then you have to click on assign people, and then you can assign them on what that comes up and add accounts. So to be clear, if you want someone managing your ad accounts, you've got to give them access to both the page and the ad account, just to save you time. People, I see they're stuffing this up. Oh, but I can't access. Like, I get it, because it's actually a bit confusing, to be real with you. But Matty Boy is here. I hope they just save you a lot of time and stress if you plan to delegate. And if you plan to delegate to us as an agency, there's a bit of a different step, but very, very similar. So you'll be familiar with it. Now, you're thinking, Matt, it's 9 minutes in. Show me how to make these darn ads. Or how to set up the ads. I'm not going to go through the ad designs, by the way. I'm going to use what I've already made, which I made in a previous video. But this is to show you how to set it up in Meta, the nuts and bolts. So let's click in here, open in Ads Manager. Now you're probably going to get a prompt saying you have to agree to something if it's a new ad account. We're going to probably see down the bottom left here. There it is, add payment method. Actually, no, there was something else. And it'll be, oh, okay, no, that's the one that usually comes up. Cool. So what we're now going to do is we're going to click, actually I'm going to pause the video because my wife is sending me more messages. Better be important. I don't think it's important. Okay, it was more important than I thought. Not good. Sorry, not bad, but good. Okay. Let's get into it. So I got that too fast. So you're now in the ad account. You're going to click create. You're now going to click on leads because you want leads. Again, this is just to follow my process. I don't claim to be the best in the world. Just pretty close to it. I'm just kidding on that one, or am I? Nah. So we're going to call this campaign. So the way I like to do this is I like to make things really structured. So 2024 is the year, 10th is the month, and 29th is the date. So that way I go, cool, I created this date, I created this campaign on the 29th of October, 2024. And this format is just really good universally because it makes sense. The year, month, date makes sense. Then we're going to call this, let's say, kitchen renovations. By the way, generally I'd recommend if you're going to create a campaign for kitchens, and if you want to create a separate campaign for bathrooms, you can do that as well. Not the end of the world, that's what I would probably do. Now, you don't have to select a category here. No, you don't have to select housing. That's more for like real estate, mortgage loans, and things like that. You're just offering a service to renovate the home. So you should be fine to leave this alone here. Building type auction, leave that fine. Leads, yes. Now, advantage campaign budget. You want this bad boy. Yes, you do. What this bad boy is going to do is, I'll show you how to set it up in a certain way, is when you create what's called the ad sets, what this is going to do is Meta's machine, which is, by the way, a lot smarter than me and probably you, and has a lot more data and algorithms and all this fancy tech stuff. It's going to actually go, cool. Matt, you fed in 2, 3, whatever ads. Let's say 2 ad sets. So 2, I'll get to that in a sec. You're like, what's an ad set? Probably. I'll show you in a second. Think of it as 2 types of ads that we've created with features, with variables. That's what I was looking for, with variables. And what it's actually going to do is it's going to figure things out. And it's going to go, okay, this ad package, this ad set, we think is going to work better. So instead of you allocating $10 per day to the ad set that we don't think is going to work better, and $10 per day to the ad set we think is going to work better, we're actually going to allocate most of it, like $18 per day, to the good ad set because we want you to win. So that's what we do. It's called the 3-2-2 method. I'll show you in a sec as well. So let's say here, so AUD, look, if you wanted to make some serious dough, depends what you're going for, but I'm just going to put in here 150 AUD per day as an example. Budget scheduling, look, I don't do this. A/B test, I don't do this because I do my A/B test manually. Now, we can do instant forms. So there are 2 types I would recommend, or I would use, I should say, or 3 types: instant forms, messenger, and instant forms and messenger. I'm actually just going to go with instant forms. Though, if you're kind of new and you're like, what am I doing? Messenger's not a bad way to get started because creating the form is a little bit, there's a bit more, it's an extra step. And also, by the way, you have to hook up the form to get your notification. So whether you use a separate software like Zapier, or if you use our CRM, Mammoth, which we create the automations for you to get notified, for your leads to get automatic emails, SMSs that get them to engage, things like that. That is actually done separately. So, that's and instant forms is a good one as well for data tracking and things like that. So I'm actually going to do instant forms because it's nice, clean, and simple. Now, Facebook page, you want to select the one that came up. You should only have one that came up if you haven't got many. Now, it says here, terms of service not accepted. What do? We click view terms. What else do? We click I agree to terms and conditions. Oh my goodness, we can run ads now. It's amazing. Performance goal, maximize number of leads, maximize number of conversion leads. Look, you can probably just leave this to maximize number of leads. You can split test. I'd probably just leave it at maximize number, at least for the time being, and then you can split test later. Now, dynamic creative. This is important. You want this on. Now, what this is going to do is when we, just like, I'm going to go up here. Actually, let's change this ad set. 2024, 1029. And we're just going to say here for now, kitchen, reno, ad set 01. That's fine. Now, when I go back to, so these things up here, by the way, this is your campaign, this is your ad set, and this is your ad design. We'll get to that in a second. So when you come into the campaign, we had advantage campaign budget. What that does is when we create 2 ad sets, I'm going to make this real for you now. Actually, no, I'll do this in a sec, but you create 2 ad sets. You always want to be split testing something. It's basically going to go, okay, cool. Which of the ad sets do we think is going to work better? Let's give the most money to the one we think is going to work better. Similarly now, when I just click dynamic creative, what we then do is when we create the ad, we actually feed in various elements, so various images, various text, things like that. And then it does it again. It then when it's presenting to leads, it presents the combination of what's in with the ad. Like it says, okay, we think this image is going to work with this headline and with this ad copy or primary text, whatever you want to call it. So we're using Meta's machine and it's smart learning pretty much every step of the way if you think about it. So that's good. Now location, really, really, really important. It's going to default to a country. You don't want that. It's terrible because you're going to have ads showing across the country. So what you want to do in this case, you can actually drop a pin, by the way, but I'm just going to put in a local suburb to myself as Ringwood. So Ringwood, Victoria. So you can do this, by the way. You can do Ringwood, Victoria, Australia. Or what you can do, that includes Ringwood, is you can also drop a pin. This is actually a good one. So I can drop a pin here, let's say. Now I can delete Ringwood. I'm now just going to do with this one here. And I can do a radius. So I've got a 10-mile radius. I can change this. And I can do as big or as small as I want. And you can do multiple of these, by the way. Personally, I wouldn't spend too much time on this because of two reasons. As in, it's really important to get it right. I wouldn't really overthink too much. Like, oh, we're going to put it in this plot here. But the reason is because this isn't just going to detect people who live in this radius. It's going to detect people who were in the radius recently. So sometimes, actually, you might go, why did I get a lead from Tasmania or somewhere out of town? What happened there? So this is my theory, is it could be one of two things. One is they used to live in Ringwood or in that area, in your radius, but they haven't updated their details on Facebook. Or they were recently in the area. You used to be able to go just people who claim to live in that area, but now I think it just doesn't allow you to do that. So you just have to cop it. But good news is if you just have your messaging to say like Ringwood homeowners or homeowners in Maroondah Council, whatever it is, that the messaging will filter out as well. But again, we're not going to get into the ad designs because I've got a previous video on that. You can check it out, and I'm going to use them in this video. Now, minimum age 18 is probably a little bit young for me for this. I'd probably maybe put in something like, oh, it's minimum age 25 you can do. You can do 25, potentially even 23. Or let's just put it 25. I wouldn't overthink this too much, to be real, because again, a lot of the messaging, the meta ads machine is gonna work with it. But I'm even gonna put this at 23. Now you've got these custom audiences. I'm going to leave that blank. I'm going to let my ad design and the meta machine do the heavy lifting. They've gotten really good with it. You've got Advantage plus audience. I'm just going to leave this. Placements. So placements is where your ad's going to show. I'm going to leave this as Advantage plus. So it's just going to allocate where it thinks it will be placed. Now you can do manual placements to manually choose where you want it to show. Maybe what you could do, sometimes people say Instagram leads aren't as warm as Facebook leads, so you could just try to show it on Facebook. You're more than welcome to do that. Personally, I'm just going to leave it on Advantage Plus for now. It's going to determine where to show it across Instagram, across Facebook, get me some leads. So now we're going to click next. And again, to be clear, nothing is gospel. There's no such thing as this is the best way. I don't claim that. This is just the way I would do it. And also some ways might work for different areas or whatever. Like it's weird. Like it's advertising. It's not. This isn't finance where it's like numbers just stack up. We're in the psychology, AI, weird world thing, if you will. So we just have to be aware of that. So 1029, and we're just putting here kitchen, Reno ad 01. Partnership app, you can leave that blank. Now Instagram account, so you can just use the Facebook page. So you can do that. If you can connect the account if you've got an Instagram, great. But you can also just use the Facebook page. It'll push it out onto Instagram. Multi-advertiser ads. You can leave it. TikTok, you can leave it. TikTok, doesn't really matter too much, I would say. It's not the end of the world. And again, if ads run and you look at numbers and things look weird, you can always just change it. I'll just leave it on. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select images. I'm going to pause the video because it's going to be really boring for you to watch me find where my ad designs are and then upload them. Okay, just quickly as I'm going through this, I'm pasting things in. The way you do it is I've uploaded images here, 3 images. So we use the 3-2-2 method. 3 images or videos. If you're using videos, don't mix them. Don't have 1 video and 2 images or vice versa. Either 3 images or 3 videos. So in this case, I've got 3 images offering a free single tap. And then when you go down to primary text, I think of that as your ad copy. When you want to add your second one, because we have 3 images, 3 creatives. So 3 images of video, 3 creatives, 2 primary text and 2 headlines. So when we have the first primary text, we click add text option, and then I'm going to paste in, and then I'm just going to fill in this template that I've made. Again, you can access it from another video. It's all available on Google. In fact, I'll put it in the description as well. You do what you want with it. It's all yours to use. images are generated with AI, which means that you can use them because I generated them. You can use them. I'm going to pause the video as I fill this out. Okay, so we're back in here. So now we've got me and myself here. So we've got here now 3 creatives, 2 primary text, and we have 2 headlines. And by the way, we can split test these. This is just the way, this is an example of how I'd set one up in the beginning of a campaign. So what we have here, if we click on advanced preview, we've now, I'm going to make ourselves a bit smaller so you can see this. We've got different ways of how this can appear. So it looks pretty cool. So Facebook feed, Instagram feed, and the offer, by the way, this is really important, by the way. I know we're talking ad designs, but the offer, you got to put an offer out with your ad. If you don't have an offer or a call to action, it's like, how are you going to get people to engage with you? So in this offer is, hey, for the first 12 customers you get in your kitchen, you get a free sink and tap. And for the first 12 in November. So yeah, I personally think it looks pretty sweet. Whether it works or not, of course, is to be determined. And also with advertising and doing this, you don't just set and forget. And my goodness, don't even expect that. Oh my gosh. You start with something which you think is decent, and then you optimize by making, well, I would do with an ad budget like this, new ads every week. But actually, I'll get into that a bit later. I'm getting too ahead of the game. So we've got one here. Okay, let's go through this. So call to action definitely has to be, I would say, either get quote or learn more. But in the copy, we've got here, click learn more. As you can see here, click learn more. And then in this one, it's click learn more. So let's just go with that. Now we're going to want to create an instant form. So let's do this. So I'm just going to call this form name. Again, I like to start with the date, 2024-10-29. And we'll just say here, kitchen reno form. Now, by the way, I'm just going to give you a tip on this. If you can make your form written in such a way that you can use it across various promotions, if you will, various months and things like that, it's probably going to make your life a lot easier, at least on the back end, because every time you create a new form, you have to then create all the back end stuff to support the internal notifications and everything like that. And it gets quite painful really easily. I mean, if it's going to make money, and of course, if you're really resourced and everything, and it's, it makes sense to make money, sure. But, if you're kind of like, I just want a form that I can usually use and test the images and test the ads and stuff, I'd probably make a form that's generic. So what do I mean by that? So let's click on, yes, let's go to the form type. So you can have higher intent, which adds a review step for people to confirm their info, or more volume. Look, I'm not too opposed to either or. I'm just going to start with more volume. Generally, my viewers start with volume first and bring it down. So let's just go with more volume. Background image, we can leave that. Greeting, look, I wouldn't have a greeting all the time. The reason I don't have a greeting is because it's just a step that's not needed. We might as well just get them straight. So they would have to see something and click continue, versus just giving them the ability to start entering in their details. So I'll just do this. Description, so we could do something like, I don't know, claim your special promotion for your kitchen today. If spots are available, we will contact you. Something like this. I'm just going to do something like this. Then you can ask for email, full name. You definitely want to get phone number. Now, if you want to start with super low friction form, you can do this. It's not the worst thing. What you can also do as well is you might want to ask for, you can ask for street address, or you might even just want to ask for, where is it? City. Something like that. Something like that. So email, phone, and you can also move the phone up. Okay, cool. Yeah. And you can even have, I believe you don't even need to have full name. You can even have just first name. So first name sometimes isn't too bad. But look, I'd probably just do full name, to be real, for this one. I think full name is absolutely fine. All this stuff doesn't matter too much, by the way. It's more about your ads and all that. That's where you're going to get the most leverage, if you will. We'll click next. So this is really important. I forgot about this, actually. You're going to have a privacy policy. So hopefully you already have a website. You can just get a template or whatever and have a privacy policy page. So let's just pretend it was home remodeling Maroondah council.com/.au/privacy. Then you put in here privacy policy. No one's probably going to read it, but that's it. So also to be clear, like sometimes people will just make up something. We don't do that. I personally don't do that. That's way too scary for me to do that for my clients. So, but you can even whip up privacy policy pages pretty fast. So if you needed hand with that, we could always do that if needed. So with the headline, you could do something like, we've got your deets, so we've got your details, and then you can say something like, well, you could even actually have, you could say, you can also visit our, or something like this actually is what I do. We've got your details. If this promotion is still available, we will contact you. And then you can actually have a call business. Actually, that's not too bad. So you could actually just say, you could even put something like here, if you want to really, what if I got a really warm lead? You could sell it as to secure your spot and skip the queue, you can give us a call. So you can actually do something like that. Or you can contact us on our website. And then what you can do here, so we can change this button. I don't know if you can see, by the way, but when I'm making changes, this is what people are going to see when they fill out the form. So you can have call business and they'll call your number, or you can have go to your website and, add the website link. But that should be fine. So all good. Click create form. Oh, okay. I'm just going to put in a fake link. Maroonda homelink.com, whatever it was, whatever your website is. I'm not going to run this ad, so they're not going to check it anyway. It's all going to be in draft form. But make sure it's legitimate. So now we have that form here, which is good. Now you can do things like setting up in your CRM and things like that. I'm not going to get into all of this. I'm going to keep things basic for you. Also going to turn this light down a little bit. It's getting a bit dark. So now we've got this happening now. Right, so we've got a split test because we don't just want to have one ad set, right? We want to have 2 ad sets, which is really just 2 dynamic creative ads, if you will. So how we do this is we click here now on the action menu and we're going to click quick duplicate. Now what we're going to do, I'm just going to drag this out a little bit. Can I drag out or zoom out? No, it's not allowing me. So I'm going to now just change one of them to add set 02 and then add 02. And now what I'm just going to do is I'm now going to pause and I'm going to pause the video and what's the word I'm looking for? Upload the new ads. Okay, so I've now created this ad, which is from the free ad designs that are available. Let's click on the advanced preview so we can see what's happening. So I'll make myself smaller again. So this particular ad is offering a free 3D kitchen design. Gee, it's starting to get dark. I'm going to turn my light down. So as you can see here, these ads look pretty cool. Again, there's like, you can access this and use it as you want. Now, to be clear, I probably would be careful around using these ads actually in parallel. Yes, I've designed them and they're cool different ads, but they're actually taking different angles. So probably what I would actually do is, even though one is offering, how would you phrase it? Sorry, one is offering a free sync and tap for the first 12 customers, and one is offering free 3D kitchen design and saying there's only 7 kitchen renovation spots. What I would probably do are 2 things strategically. One is I would just test one of those offers, and then just try to make better creatives, probably mostly better creatives, or test different creators, I should say. Or you can test the different offer, which is the free 3D kitchen design, but I'd probably make sure the number of spots available is actually consistent. Otherwise, people see ad twice. Like, hang on, didn't their last ad say first 5? But then again, to be fair, you could actually run 2 as well, because you could actually go, oh look, only 7, only 5, whatever, get a free sync and tap, but 12 can get a free 3D kitchen design. So you can do that as well. So all good in the hood, but just something to consider. I guess make sure strategically it makes sense, if that makes sense. So we've copied and pasted the form over. So look, this looks pretty good to go. So I'm just going to do a recap here. I'm actually going to click quit. So now we can actually see these ads. So I'm going to click on campaigns. We have a campaign. Very important. Keep them in the same campaign. We have a campaign, $150 a day. Obviously, you can do a bit more, less, whatever makes sense. We click onto that. We've then got 2 different ad sets. And each ad set really just has 1 ad. So I'm just going to untick this one. Hang on. What happened here? Yeah, I don't know why it's looking weird. Anyway, I'm now going to click on the edit button so I can actually see what's going on better. So we have the campaign. The campaign is set to $150 daily budget for leads. That's very good. And it's on, where is that thing I had? Advantage campaign budget. So again, it's going to be smart and distribute across these ad sets here, which are really just different ads. So one ad is this ad set. We've got 3 creatives. 2 primary text and 2 headlines, which are here. And then we have this other ad set. So the way I would do this, so to be clear, this is setting up an ad. Like, this is just the beginning. So what you're going to have to do, or what I would do, is when we start running these ads, also, by the way, if we were to run these ads as is, if the leads come in, you would have to keep looking in here and you wouldn't get notified. So there's this whole back-end text setup, which I'm not going to do in this video because I've actually got to go in a couple of minutes or something and it's just too much. That could be a separate video if you want to let me know. So the back-end has to be set up because if you were to run this as is, you're going to waste a lot of money because your leads are going to come in and you're not going to know. So that's going to be set up. Secondly, though, assuming you do get that set up, you get someone to call that up or whatever, when you run these ads, even if they work amazingly in the first week, like what I would do is keep tracking them. I've got a spreadsheet as well. Maybe I can do another video on that and share that. There's ways you can actually break down things, by the way, and see how things are effective. You can look at by, where is it? Actually, it needs to run first, but you can even look by which image was working better, which headline and things like that, and also which ad set. So what I would do is run this, let's say for a week. The next week, we look at the results. We go, cool, which one's performing better? We'd leave that one on. The one that wasn't performing as well. By the way, if my screen's gone yellow and stuff, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's probably just the monitor. I've got a night light filter, but it might just be the monitor, so maybe the recording isn't affected. What I would then do is go, cool, let's kill the low performing ad set, make a note in our spreadsheet of what the results were, anything like that. Leave the high performing one going and put a new ad in and now see how it works. Because if you think about it, if you're always leaving the best ads in and then killing off the less good ads and putting new ads in, if this new ad beats the best ad, then all it is just, they just keep getting better and better and better. That's very simplified, by the way. There is more, that can be more technical. You can have a prospecting ad, an ad that tends to get the views initially but doesn't get them to convert, but then this other ad converts them and it can be supported. So there's other metrics and things like that to consider, but I'm really simplifying this because you can get leads with this approach where if you just keep it simple. Yeah, you can get complex and things like that, and you can look at data and things like that, but I'm just providing a really simple approach, and sometimes simple works. So I guess the main point I'm trying to drill here is advertising isn't something you just set up and let it go. Advertising is something you do consistently if you want to get results. It's just the way it is. There has to be work put into it. Well, I believe that's it. I think that's it. Longish video, but if you've got any questions, I remember when I used to watch these videos that there'd be something missing or I'd be like, how did you get that there? What happened there? And then it would just throw my whole groove out because I didn't really know what else to do. So if that's you and you're feeling lost at any step, please just feel free to comment, message, whatever. Tag me if you comment. If I see it, I will respond. Because I remember when I was learning this stuff, it was actually really frustrating when I would watch a YouTube tutorial and I'd be able to follow almost all the steps, but there was something I couldn't figure out how to do. Why didn't that work? And it's like, how important is this? Is this important? What's going on? So I appreciate that and I'm happy to help. Just send me a message or a comment. That is absolutely fine. Hope this video was useful. I think we can end it there. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.